Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite Raphael Tavares talking to you straight from our show here, The Written Writ, a show where you and I and you take a journey together to become better writers, or have fun, or geek out, or just enjoy life in general. And of course, I can't enjoy life without the partner, the shadow, the man, the legend over there.
Yeah, I've gotten down the mirror imaging on this pretty good.
It's so funny because I still want to go this direction.
I guess my dyslexia is really starting to come in handy here.
Oh my God, I wish mine would come. It will just start hitting me.
How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing tonight?
Man, I can't complain, man. So, sun is out somewheres, and talking some comics and BSing with friends, man.
If we were talking to Bitsy in Japan, the sun will be out.
Yeah, the rising sun always.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to today's show. We actually have a couple of good people on. We have Eric and Joe from Space Bastards, and we have David Parker, author of an incredible book on procrastination.
I'll get around to reading it one day.
Exactly. Oh, I guess we should move on and stop procrastinating and get our friend David Parker here.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Parker.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Nice to meet you, man.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's good for us to be here. I know. I feel like I enjoy this show every week. So let's see. Where am I getting all these? Oh, okay. The behind the scenes, folks. The behind the scenes. All right. So David Parker, I love you. I love your book. We've been friends for a while. Now you need to tell the audience who you are, what your book's about, all the goody stuff. So go right ahead.
Well, for anybody who's interested in self-publishing, I want to first say, since this is a writer's show, my book, The More You Do, The Better You Feel, which happens to be, hey, here it is right here. The more you do, the better you feel. How to Overcome Procrastination and Live a Happier Life, is about the relationship between procrastination and mental depression. And that's why it's called The More You Do, The Better You Feel. My book is about how to get started when you're a ingrained procrastinator. This is not a book for busy people who want to be busier. This is a book for people who have a hard time finding their start button. And I was exactly that kind of person for a very long time. And what I did was I came up with, during a period of intense self-exploration, I discovered that my procrastination was making me miserable. And I set about to find a way to overcome it. And it took me a long time, but I found that I had so many things that needed attention that as soon as I started writing a to-do list, after a couple of items, I would just feel totally overwhelmed. And my anxiety got in the way of getting anything done. I would just totally shut down and just watch TV or surf the internet or just find anything to do besides the things I needed to do. Because again, I was just so filled with anxiety. So I came up with this method for myself, which I call the JOT method, J-O-T. It means just one task. And I taught myself to focus on one task at a time. And an amazing thing happened. I not only started to get things done, I started to feel better about myself. And after about 6 months of using my JOT method, I decided, you know what, I'm going to share my story in the form of a book. And I self-published it. And I'm really proud to not only say that I published it, but I've helped a lot of people. And I have wonderful reviews on Amazon, which is a real blessing. So that's the short version.
That's a pretty good version. You just really explained everything in one shot there. I see you've gotten really good at that. That a whole author's, hey, here's my stuff and here's my.
That's my elevator pitch. There you go.
Oh, I have to admit, one of the best things that when I was reading your book was the whole JOT method, because there are times where you do that to-do list and it's it works, but at the same time it doesn't work because you're concentrating on so many different projects at the same time that you start to feel like you're not doing anything because you can't get the projects done. When one of the good things with the job method was that I would just go, okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to wash the dishes, and these are the steps that I need to do to wash the dishes. And it became easier to handle because now I knew that, okay, I'm washing the dishes, but there's all the stuff that goes with washing the dishes. And I wrote that down. And as I finished each bit, I would come off. And when you finish the project, you actually feel better about yourself because,
That's right.
You've crossed the whole thing off your list.
Perfect example, because the things that we like to procrastinate on are the things that are boring,
Exactly.
drudgery, or complicated, or things that we just don't want to deal with. And doing the dishes can easily qualify it. In fact, in my book, you might remember reading in the first chapter, I have a part that says that's called science experiments in the kitchen, and that's
Right.
when my entire kitchen sink was filled up with every dish, utensil, piece of silverware, every cup was in the sink with water. And I came home one night and it was just like you could smell it when I came in the apartment. And like a good procrastinator, it was a November night, so it was cold. I put my coat back on and went to 7-Eleven and bought paper plates and plastic utensils. And I ate dinner that way. And it was only the next day before I came home from work. I bought those big yellow kitchen gloves, the ones that go up to your elbows. And I used scouring powder to clean everything. And it was just, oh my God. But this is what some procrastinators do. That's
Exactly.
the kind of procrastinator I was.
You could make it a game, set up some saran wrap around the room and pretend you're Dexter,
That's right.
Interesting idea.
That's true.
I killed you.
Just knocking tasks off the list. Do you physically write a list to jot down and then?
Yeah, you know what? It's like perfectly illustrated in my book, and I could show you right here. So every task, you write one down. There you go. You jot one down, one task, like put DVD away. We start simple, and then you do it. When you jot it down, you don't make a cup of tea. You don't call your Aunt Tilly in Toledo. You don't put on the TV. You do it. And then after you've done it, you put a line through it. Let's see if you could see that here. And you put a line through it. There you go. And then you put your second task and you go on and on and on. And that's how it works. So you don't overwhelm yourself with multiple tasks. Instead, you do one task. You write a task, you do it, and then you put a line through it to say, yeah, good, you did it, excellent. And you just keep going on and on and on, and it really, really works.
I like that. You're setting yourself up with measurable but attainable goals, and
there you
at the
go.
end of the day, you've taken that many small steps. You've gotten somewhere.
That's right. And I always
makes
say,
sense to me.
It's better. Thank you. It's better to get something done today than to get nothing done all month.
Exactly.
And go for the Hail Mary, clean the house and change your oil, get all the groceries.
I used to do a
pay all the bills in 1 minute.
I used to do actually, like before the jot list, I would do a to-do list like, okay, rearrange the closet, right? And it's like, it's so overwhelming, you can't do that. You have to slowly just break things down, and that comes. And by the way, I should also mention I do a bit of coaching as well for people on the telephone. Some people need extra help, and I do that. And if anybody would like to get in touch with me, let me just say my website is davidparkerauthor.com. That's David Parker, AUTHOR author.com. And you can write to me at info@davidparkerauthor.com.
Yes, it's right there in the links, guys. So if you want to go find it, you can see it in the links itself.
Thanks. You're cool prepared.
So how long have you been, how long ago did you come up with this program, and have you been sharing it with people?
Yeah, I came up with it. Well, the book's been out for 6 years now, and it's doing really, really well. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a consistent good seller on Amazon. It's you know, always looking for better and better. But the important thing is that I help people. And, some people have written the most amazing reviews on Amazon. I mean, just absolutely things I'd never imagined that they would write. So it's really cool to have maybe I made the world a little teeny weeny bit better, a little bit, like a grain of sand, but who knows?
Hey man, that's all you can hope for, right? Leave it a little bit better than you found it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's all we can do,
absolutely.
That's part of the whole thing too. You're trying not to procrastinate. And you can actually start helping the world better, because you're actually getting things accomplished.
And that's what it's all about, because, especially like as adults, when we have free time, man, we just want to like veg out and relax and everything, and it's like, look at this show, look how much you got your act together. This is terrific. This is super
It's funny. It's funny because I've always been busy, but I felt like the book actually helped me slow down. Because I always had task upon task upon task, and then what would happen is I start procrastinating with some of the tasks that I had, because it's just so much stuff, and if you're not juggling it the right way, it really gets to you. So the book itself actually helped me slow down, take each project,
it's great,
break it apart, see what I was doing, and then be able to move forward.
Wow. That's quite an endorsement. Thank you.
Because until that point, again, I would always do lists. I was always doing, but I feel like you helped me figure out that if I broke it down even more, it'll be a little easier to handle each task.
And creative people. I mean, this show is all about creatives.
Exactly.
Creatives, like, we have such self-doubt. When I was writing my book, who's going to read this? I mean, is anybody even going to notice it? And nobody's going to see it. And and we have this, we are our own worst enemies.
We are.
We stab ourselves in the back, and we stop ourselves from making progress. And a lot of people have commented that my book is good for writer's block as well. Because when people are writing, oh man, writer's block. I had a couple of episodes of writer's block myself when I was writing the book, and it's like, well, who's gonna why am I even bothering doing this, and 6 years later it's like, this is my baby, this is cool.
It's funny you say that, because those are all the things that I get, from people who talk to me about writing, about becoming a writer, about it's that whole concept of who's going to want to read this. What story do I have to tell? There's nothing I have to tell that anybody's going to be interested in. And I'm like, no, I feel like you're selling yourself short. I feel like you believe that what you have to offer is not good enough. But I don't think that other people will believe that. There's somebody out there that needs to hear what you have to say, needs to hear the story that you have to put out there. And, you'll have people that like what you have. Of course, you'll have critics, but, everything has critics.
Sure. That's part of life. You have to accept you're going to get a little criticism. I've gotten a few knocks, but look, it's a great big world, and that's the way things go. But it's important to just keep doing and just do a little bit every day. The worst thing I think you could do is put your writing off till the weekend.
Yeah.
You got to do it first thing in the morning. I think is the best thing. Do it first thing in the morning, and before you even shower, before you shave. Well, in your case, I don't know, but or trim. But
okay.
First thing in the morning, and just say to yourself, I'm going to write for 10 minutes. Give yourself more time, because once you get into that flow, sometimes you don't want to stop. So. That's, I think, the secret to overcoming writer's block.
I agree. I feel like sometimes, I've told people all the time that even if you have 2 minutes, that you're not doing anything, just write. If those 2 minutes will be useful to you for writing, just write. Who knows? You might want to continue writing after those 2 minutes. And, if you can work the time, and then just work it. But you have to take whatever time you have, especially if you're a busy person, and put the writing when you can put it in.
Definitely. You got to just make it a priority. I had a friend who used to say the word priority has the word prior in it for a reason, So you do things prior to anything else. That's what makes it a priority. Not saying I should be doing this, but doing it.
Exactly. It's funny you were saying about the writing and your book. It does actually help out with the writer's block, because if you can break down the tasks like you're doing with the other tasks into a more manageable tasks, it would help you out. If you're, I gotta write this novel. Well, no, pull it back. Maybe you gotta write this paragraph. Maybe you gotta write this sentence. It becomes a little easier to handle.
I think the best thing you can do when you're writing a book is to concentrate on your table of contents, because your table of contents is like the book's spine, and everything hangs off of the spine, just like in the body, all the muscles and bones and whatever all hang off of that. And when you do the table of contents, now you've got a plan. You've got now you can figure out where things go. So that was advice.
How much of the book would you plan out in the table of contents prior? Like, do you have kind of a map of everything you want to hit?
A friend of mine, he gave me this great advice. He said, start 2 table of contents, right? Just like an Oreo cookie. So in the front of your manuscript, excuse me, in the front of your manuscript, you've got a smaller table of contents. And then in the back of the book, just like the other cookie part, you've got a longer one. So what you do is, as you're writing the manuscript, the first table of contents, the shorter one, doesn't change so much, but the rear one can change and be adopted as much as you want. And so what happens is there's kind of like this yin and yang kind of thing, where the front one is kind of like your main, like, okay, this is really what the book is about, but the rear one is like the working table of contents. And if you ever really have to change things around, you can. But I hope it's making sense. But the longer the longer table of contents in the rear is the one that really gives you your detailed roadmap, and the one in the front is the one that tells you, like, this is really what I want to do, but I can change it if I have to. So it really works out well, and the manuscript is right in the middle, and just worked out really well for me. It was great advice.
Did anyone help you come up with this, or was this all lived experiences?
Well, it was all lived experiences. The only thing is, I hired one artist for the cover, right? And so she did a really fantastic job on the cover. And I'll tell you, one of the secrets in publishing is that when you do a cover, your spine has to be perfectly balanced, like top and bottom, and you can see it right there.
Wow.
That's like the trick to quality. And especially, boy, she hated those red lines, because you can see, and she had to give leeway for the printers, for the cutters, to do the job right. But it really came out nice. She even made me a little logo. I got to learn how to do left to right here on here. But she did a really good job. And then I had an interior designer, not for my apartment, but for my book's pages. And I have a lot of illustrations here in the book to make life. Oh, there's one of my bookmarks. But I put in these shaded areas. Wow, I got to learn how to do this. There we go. I put in those shaded areas so that they kind of slow down readers. A lot of procrastinators read books like this. They go like that, and then they go, I can't remember anything I read. And it's like, yeah, that's because you're a procrastinator, and that's you speed read. So those speed bumps are meant to slow you down and focus you in. And I think it's a nice.
I gotta admit, as I was reading the book, I was like, it kind of slowed you down. It kind of like, you were like, okay, wait. I want to speed through. No. Just told me, okay, slow down here. As a busy person, you're constantly going, all right, we got to do the next thing. We got to do the next thing.
Right. That's exactly what I wanted. And by the way, I also have. I should just mention I have a chapter in the book on procrastinators' relationships with significant others, and that's wives, girlfriends, husbands, boyfriends, that kind of thing. But it's also bosses, because procrastinators in the workplace are hated. I mean, procrastinators are
I
known
thought you meant promoted.
not often promoted. You know,
Oh, there's
you
a
know,
sycophant. Sorry, slight difference.
that's all right. Procrastinators at work are known for two things. One is coming in late,
Yeah.
and the other is clock watching. And bosses hate that. So, when you're a procrastinator at work, your coworkers are going, "How come I'm doing his work? How come I'm pulling his load?" And then we're the first ones who get fired when times get rough. So, it's there to help.
No, I think that's great. I mean, especially if you're in some kind of a creative field, there's no roadmap to do anything right. So when you're trying to do something um, outside of the box, it definitely helps having any sort of guide to be like, hey, keep calm. It's okay. You don't have to freak out. Set yourself up on a path to success instead of getting yourself worked up into unwinnable situations.
I agree. Sometimes that's what we need. We need somebody in your ear going, dude, relax, slow down. You can
That's
do
right.
this.
That's right.
Sometimes we need a little somebody cheerleading for us.
Sometimes we need.
Just one of them instead of the many voices screaming in your ear all the time.
So I'm proud that you promised me comics. Hey guys, how you doing?
That's cool.
That's right. They've got their 750 show coming up.
That's what it is. Okay.
Don't miss it either.
Sometimes when something's really important to do, we get all flustered, and that's the time where we say, "Hey, you know what? Maybe I need to slow down. Maybe I need to do this slow and make sure I do it right, rather than doing a speed job and then wishing we had taken the time,
That's
Exactly.
good. I mean, I'd like to be a measure twice, cut once person, but I know I've got a hammer and I'm going to just keep whacking it till something
Well,
works in a way I can live with.
to each his own. You know what I mean? It's like, you're
Amen,
are
brother.
all of those items behind you, you made those?
Yeah.
That's pretty darn cool.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
Shadow Rabbit is amazing. He does amazing pieces. And it's always interesting to watch him just do it. Now let me put you up, Shadow.
That's okay.
That's my sister.
I'm here all week. Is it? She looks nice. Thank you.
She does. What does she use the chainsaw for?
Saving kids and killing monsters.
Oh,
Yeah, Shadow made that character from one of the comic books, and this is from the Space Bastards guys who we're about to talk to.
Yep, we got them coming up any minute now, so I might just do the interview like this.
Cool. That looks like a friendly guy.
He is. He is part of the Postal Service.
I would stay his friend. I'll tell you that. I don't want to cross that guy.
Yeah, I think that'd be very helpful to efforts to be non-procrastinating.
If he was my mailman, he would get a tip every year.
He ain't got time to mess around.
Exactly. Oh man. So I know we've been talking. Me and you have been going back and forth about this book for like years now, and when I first started the Writ, I was gonna have you come on, and we waited till now till things were a little more comfortable, and I wanted to actually showcase your book as much as possible. So are you writing something else after this? Or are we still working with this book? Have you found notes to write something more to add to the book?
I'd like to write a book on overcoming pessimism.
Ooh.
Because that's my real bugaboo now. Remaining positive, not just being positive, but not falling into that pity pot of pessimism. And that's my habit. My habit is, you know what? It's nice that I'm on Written with Ralph, but no one's going to see this. That's the inner me.
You sound like me.
Well,
you could convert it to cynicism. It's on a similar wavelength, but you get the laugh at the end.
It's not cynicism. It's real pessimism. I'm always like, the dark cloud is over me, and if I could overcome that, yeah, I would write a book on that. But I got to tell you, it's so hard writing. Yeah, it's
Oh,
in some ways.
my man, the sun is shining even behind that dark cloud. Don't let it get you.
Yeah,
It's gonna
that's
be
true.
okay, man.
That's true. But there's so much work involved in publishing. I mean, I call this book Barnes and Noble quality. I put a lot of effort and a lot of money into it. And if I do a second book, I want it to be equally, to look really good. But promoting a book, wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So promoting a second one, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Where do
Well-
you do most of your promoting? Do you go to cons? Is it online?
Before COVID, I used to do health shows. I'm in Brooklyn, so I would do in Manhattan or New Jersey. I would do health shows 1 or 2 times a week, more if it were possible. I was always at the Javits Center at different conventions promoting my book, handing out business cards, selling a few copies here and there. I feel like I'm the last guy on earth to get on Facebook, but I finally did it. And I'm looking at other ways to promote the book now. I might hire a publicist to just keep it going, keep a good thing going. But publicists are super, super expensive. But we'll see what happens.
Well, the good thing is you have a really good book here, and it really helps. I think I read it. It really helped me out. I can't like not give you enough credit because it's an easy read. It's easy to understand. It's easy to put into play. And that's what sometimes you need. You need something that isn't going to confuse you even more, because as procrastinators, as soon as something gives you a speed bump, we take it as a mountain.
I specifically, I have this friend and he's a sweet, sweet friend. He unfortunately, life got in the way and he did not graduate high school. And I gave him my manuscript before it came out. And I just said, look, just breeze through it, just look through it, and just give me your 30-second opinion of it. And he looked at it, over, and a few days later he got back to me and he said, you know what I like about it? There's no $50 words in it. I like how he put that.
That is true.
No $50 words. I specifically made it easy to read for anyone. So I'm glad he said that. And that was a good thing.
You should put that in the back of the book. No $50.
No, what I have in the back of the book is, are you a human ostrich? And people love that. Are you a human ostrich? Do you stick your head?
I gotta admit, I do like that.
You stick your head in the sand every time a task comes about? Do you manage your checkbook once every 12 months like I used to? If so, you might need this book.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. The whole book comes across really easy, really smooth. You're not trying to preach to anybody. You're just talking to people, and you're hoping that they're going to actually listen to what you're saying. That's what I like about it.
I hope so. And also, I've helped people on the telephone. I do a little telephone coaching to help people as well. So, there's also a lot of people are hoarders, and Shadow Rabbit, you wouldn't be a hoarder, would you? Looking at your background there.
I mean, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
You're good. You're a good one-liner. You are
Thank
excellent.
you. It's my goal in life to just be like the zinger guy in the background.
You are the zinger guy.
I'm working on it.
You're doing a good job.
Do ostriches?
Show. He's just fantastic.
Forgive my ignorance. Do ostriches really do the cartoon thing where they slam their head into the ground?
Do? No, you know what they really do? They're foraging for pebbles. I read about this.
Because their gullet.
Because they swallow them into their stomach and it helps them digest their food, apparently. That's what the scientists say. I'm not a scientist. I just play one on TV. But as the line goes.
It's your ornithology, whatever it is.
But,
yeah, it's so funny. When I found that out, I was like, wait a minute. You mean that they're just putting their head down? They're not really putting it into the... Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
I mean, if the birds really put their heads down every time they saw people, there'd be no more ostriches.
That is true.
I was just wondering what type of, like thrust they'd have to go to break the
That's
surface.
another thing.
You know, like,
I think they knocked themselves.
it'd be a pretty formidable headbutt.
Yeah, definitely.
So right here we have your website. Wanted to put it up so people can see it. You know, it's beautiful, it's clean. You actually it's not easy to navigate actually.
Yeah, it looks very clean.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And again, look, you even got the jot method in your thing because you know everything's nice bullet points.
Try to keep it nice and readable.
Right.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm gonna check you out on Amazon.
Oh god, it's amazing. I can't I can't give it enough accolades. I'm looking for the right word. I'm like I really can't give it enough accolades. It really helped me out. And it's funny because again, it wasn't like I was dealing with like major issues with procrastination because I'm always busy, but I couldn't get certain things done, and that starts to get frustrating, and that leads you to be even more procrastination because
So
you
focus a little bit.
Yeah, it's a vicious circle. It's a really vicious circle.
It's a downward cycle, procrastination, and then you get into depression and you start questioning yourself, your motives. You get to beat up on yourself a lot. So that's what we want to stop. We want people to get more done and be happy about it.
Exactly, and I feel like that the jot system actually does that because you get that. It's almost like being in a video game where you get the achievement over your head. You've achieved this.
That would be pretty cool.
I would pay for somebody to set that up so that I can walk around going, "You just did this." I'm like, all right, I did.
Well, when you hit the cons again, maybe we can come up with some sort of life-size banner that you can be.
That'd be funny.
Like jumping up, like hitting the box in Mario or something, like.
Well, I look like Mario, so maybe I'll just go dress as Mario and I'll hit the box. And
a video game version of my book, then.
Yeah, or in Queens. Okay.
Exactly, David. A video game version of the book. You accomplish something, and then hey, maybe you can get an app that actually does that for you.
That's a pretty good idea. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, because if the app tells you, like, can you imagine you plug it into the app and you say I've completed it, and the app will go play some music, and I can just see this.
Like Pac-Man, except every time he gets a little thing, he's getting a task done.
Exactly. So, David, what would be your last word for everybody out there? Your last word. I was about to say something else, but I lost it. So
I would say always have a to-do list, because if you don't have a to-do list, you know what you'll be? You'll be listless.
I like that.
It's been a pleasure being here, and I hope people will check out my website. If you don't mind if I say it one more time.
Oh, no. That's the next thing that comes up.
Plug away, sir.
Where to find you.
Thank you. It's davidparkerauthor.com. That's David Parker, AUTHOR author.com. And if you'd like to write to me, I'm at info at davidparkerauthor.com. Feel free to write to me with any questions you have on procrastination, and I'll be happy to write back to you as soon as possible. I don't put it off.
See, that's good. That means you're living your own thing.
Thank you.
I'm not going to procrastinate in getting back to you.
It's been a pleasure being on the show, guys.
It was nice to meet you, man.
David, it's a blast. It's great to see you again, because I feel like it's been a long time since the last time I saw you. Yeah. And when everything starts to kick off again, let me know where you are, and we'll meet up in person. Also, You're always welcome back here on the show. I like your smooth ability to talk. So if you want to come on and just hang out with us, you're more than welcome.
I used to go every year to Book Expo, and Book Expo has been
it's a good one
by the same people who do Comic-Con, Read, and so they used to always give me a complimentary pro ticket to Comic-Con. So maybe I'll meet you at Comic-Con if that opens up again soon.
Ooh. Well, you might want to check in with them, because I think that they're doing the pro passes, so you might want to see what's going on.
Yeah, cool. Good luck, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, hope to see you guys there.
All right. So Park,
Working on it.
make sure you guys check out David Parker's book. It is amazing. I can't give enough accolades. It will really help you with your procrastination. It helped me just get things together and get things done. And that's
Thank
what we
you,
all
guys.
need, is a little push to get things done.
Thank you, guys. You guys are really wonderful and very professional. Thank you.
I appreciate that, Dave. And again, like I said, you're always welcome back on the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Shadow Rabbit.
Awesome to meet you, sir. All the best, man.
Be well. Bye-bye now.
All right.
And
Bye-bye.
to you.
So that was David Parker, and he has an amazing book. You have to check it out. You should go check out his website. Let me put it back up here one more time.
And do we have it in the well, we'll have it in the comments later, one way or the other. So.
Well, it's in the thing down there, the whole like tag thing. You know, my words are going today.
That's okay.
I said it great before.
Well, if I can't swear, then
yeah.
much of my vocabulary is compromised, I'll be honest.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful site. It's nice and clean. The book is amazing. You should really check it out. The more you do, the better you feel, and I completely agree with it. It's one of the ways that I keep myself and my depression in check. I keep moving forward. I keep things going. I keep busy. Keeping busy, making sure you do things that you know you had, you love to do. You know, because one of the things that happens when you have depression is that it takes away your joy of all the things you do. So I found out that if I continue to do the things I knew that I had joy doing, it helps me control the depression, because at least I'm doing something that I know I enjoyed at another point in time.
That's good enough for me, man. A friend of yours is a friend of mine.
All right, so now we got to get ourselves some space bastards in here. And, you know, I'm just adding you guys into the stream, Eric and Joe. And I love saying the title of your book, as you can tell, you know, Space Bastards.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
And they ain't got time to wait around. So
Yeah. Yeah.
they have a different type of approach to procrastination. But,
well, they're the post office, so they can't procrastinate.
I think Joe and myself as co-writers are one of the good things to come out of it is that we don't let each other procrastinate that much. So, yeah, there you go.
Well, that's a good thing too. You know, that's a whole, you know, that goes to that relationship again, because, you know, if you have somebody in your life that helps you push forward, it makes it easier not to procrastinate.
That's right. Yeah.
This is not like supportive, though. I mean, this is more like when Harrison Ford was chained to the criminal and fugitive, you know, and you're just, he's handcuffed and you're just running through the woods trying to get away from the crashing train. It's
Yeah.
it's
you
all
got Tommy Lee on your butt, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Eric is screaming and pulling, and then I'm screaming and pulling, and we just try to get somewhere.
Yeah.
So here we go. You Promised Me Comics is like, yo, Eric and Joe.
New name, new brand new name. Look at that.
Partial receipt.
Look at these guys.
that's Phil, Comic Talks Weekly, our other boy.
It's our support group. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's well, it's awesome to have you guys on. I mean, you certainly haven't been wasting any time, because we got issue 7 out now, 8's coming out, the trade, and rumor has it you guys might even have a ton of more stories that we haven't even been exposed to yet ready.
Interesting.
So I'm super excited to see everywhere Space Bastards takes us.
All right, so
Me
guys. We know Shadow Rabbit's in love with your book, you know, because, you know, he's brought it up to us a couple times over here, and, you know, and I feel like the audience has an idea of what your book is, but let's give him the spiel. Let's give him what you give, the elevator pitch. Let's have it.
All right. You want me to do it, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got, you know, this is a sci-fi comic book. This is in the not too distant future. The you know, unemployment and job dissatisfaction are sky high, and when you've got nothing left to lose, you join the Intergalactic Postal Service. Postal carriers are encouraged to intercept and kill and steal from each other to complete deliveries. and the courier that actually delivers the package gets paid, and the ones that don't, even if they're still alive, get nothing. And so the Intergalactic Postal Service offers the best paying, but the deadliest jobs in the universe. And the condition that the galaxy's in, that people from all walks of life begin to have to take on this job. So our story follows an unemployed accountant, a death row inmate, a divorced real estate agent, an alien immigrant, and a raging alcoholic, and a retired pirate, old space pirate. And these are their new lives delivering packages for the Postal Service. And as the story unfolds, there's a technology that's been developed that puts the Intergalactic Postal Service in jeopardy because it's an easier way to transfer packages, and so their whole way of life is threatened. And that's the pitch, I guess. That's a cocktail right there. That's the what is that? That's Miss Fontaine's day off, afternoon off. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I saw this on your Instagram, and I was all like, I need an afternoon off.
Like, what was the one? Just grab three bad whiskeys, mix them together in a glass.
Right.
I get such a blast watching you guys do all your stuff on Instagram. It's just, it's one of my highlights going, okay, what are they up to today?
That's all Joe, actually. Kudos to Joe. He's the
Thanks,
master.
man.
Social media. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been posting a ton of stuff lately. I saw you even got up Sith Lordley's favorite animal earlier today.
Yeah, I mean,
It won't quit. It just keeps coming back around.
I'll make it for them for their 1,000 subscriber episode, I think.
Comic Talks Weekly says, I have the hardcovers and I still buy the singles.
It's true.
Thank you, Comics Talk. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I think we were saying once the trades come out, they'll be, for a lot of us, the first time we've owned a story that many different ways. So it's a credit to your guys' work.
I worry that was just too insane, man. But I'm happy people like it. Yeah.
Sparks got the tooth and nail yesterday.
Man, you guys got some good followers here. Wait.
The ash can?
We call that a trash can.
That thing's rare.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
I'll put you up. Oh, there it goes. Oh.
16 pages is a little different, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the price of it jumped up a lot from when I got it. So
there's also
really?
too. I mean, Joe might disagree with me on this, but I was looking at. I have the original art for that in my house, and I think that actually kind of has an older design for Zordak on the cover. Like his mouth is a little bit different. I think
Slightly different.
Yeah. He's a little bit more. I don't know, sunken in. Looks kind of like
I think Derek's
it's like a different orifice.
Yeah.
Hold on, put it back up. Put it back up.
Like literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I
a nice
like
cover, though.
Zordak. I've said before, I'm fond of Zordak. I don't know why he resonates with me. Maybe I should talk to someone about that. But
He says, "Yep, that's right there."
There it is. Now, Rafi, have you read the books, or are you just kind of lurking on the Instagram? And
I'm lurking on the Instagram. I'm waiting for me able to get the books because at the moment I don't go very far. Maybe this weekend, now that I'm heading off to I can actually buy some stuff.
Yeah,
I can procure you.
The hardcovers do ship straight from us to wherever you're at too, not just for you, but also too for viewers.
Oh, come on! I thought it was
and if you're talking about like a superior quality book, I mean the hardcovers are just ridiculous. I mean the normal issues are printed at a higher quality than
that looks like
really anybody.
Yeah, it looks like a D&D book.
Yeah,
it's honestly it's better quality. I've got D&D book over here
maybe I'm gonna be ordering some stuff.
You order that tonight. I'll pack it and mail it out tomorrow morning. That's what we do. We get it done.
That's pretty good. That's pretty quick.
It's better. It's nicer than the D&D book. Bigger too.
Wow.
Wow! Look at that. Hold on. You're right.
We hear that all the time.
You gotta stop showing the magic wagon over.
I thought it was a little thicker than the D&D book, but it looks like okay. So you guys got better quality than D&D. That says a lot.
Yeah, man. No, they're superior. I mean, I got these ones in the what's it called, top load, just so I can have them behind me and not mess them up. But
Speaking of that, I've been looking at this and I've been like getting all the story together and looking at your characters, and it sounds like a D&D adventure waiting to be played. I just have to say.
Matt, traveling root beers are trying to give me.
Yeah, that's actually true. That actually is the case. I think. Root beer.
Our boy traveling root beer has been trying to
do a space battle
to convince them to play a game for a while now.
I mean, there's that village people, D&D aspect where you try to have one of each, kind of, these characters all are. I mean, there's things about them that are very similar, but they're also, at least in appearance and in certain proclivities, are different. So it's more interesting to kind of bring them together, just like it is in a D&D game. I mean, you don't want to,
But it has that feel, you got all these different characters, they're all coming together, they have something that they're all trying to get to. It just, I'm like, maybe you guys should consider like, getting yourselves together and starting to like do like a little campaign type of thing, so people can play Space Bastards.
Well, you can play on their website.
Ooh.
If you do register at spacemasters.com, if you sign up for our mailing list on there, it creates a user for you automatically at parceltransfer.com.
Ooh.
And on there, that's a site that you can kind of customize your own Space Bastard and steal packages and all that stuff, earn credits, buy more weaponry, all that stuff. It's kind of a little virtual experience. We wish it was more robust. We just are dedicating most of our time to the book instead of this online.
Well, I have to admit, I can see that the book is doing, you're dedicating your time to the book, but actually this little bit is amazing. It's not even much, but it's something that it would give the audience something to play with, something to continue your brand, which is what, one of those things that a lot of companies really have trouble doing.
It's hard. I can tell you that. The perseverance of a brand is one of the toughest things I think I've ever seen or experienced in my life. Yeah.
I completely agree and understand. Getting the written out there has been interesting. Getting the bitten apple out there has been interesting, and it's so much work, and sometimes it's so little return.
Yeah, no, for sure, I get it. Yeah,
it's a passion thing though. First, right? I mean, otherwise, why do it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how many like good stories I have in me, but Space Bastard for sure is like the one that's super important and close to me to where it's worth all the work and everything.
That makes sense, and you can feel the love from both of you on your project. You can feel the passion from both of you on your project. One of the things that Lou says all the time is that he loves that passion. That's what he looks for. And, with the way he's so passionate about your book, I can tell you guys have something.
We love it. Certainly, we appreciate Lou. He resonates it back to us, and that makes us work that much harder. But everybody's been. It's awesome just seeing everybody being, I guess, being supportive, but also just enjoying the book and all that stuff.
Oh, definitely.
We create this stuff like in a an island. Like Joe and I are just sitting there beating each other up with ideas, and we try not to stop until we can make each other laugh or until each other goes like, okay, this is finally kind of where it needs to be. But that stuff's largely just, created in a vacuum between the two of us. So we never have any idea if we're the only ones who will find it funny or not, or interesting or whatever,
I thought one of the coolest things you guys said was when you're on with Sparks or with one of us, we were talking about like Calto, and you're like, wait, did we just have a conversation about him?
Yeah. Somebody said his last name. That was the thing, and they said
Fremis, yeah.
It was Sith Lordy. It was
Sith, yeah.
And he said Captain Fremis, and I was like, holy.
It was just a cool moment from you guys because you're like, wait a second,
Well,
you guys
he
actually read our book.
Name. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, man, I don't know that type.
And that's not that guy.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's one mention in one of the issues that was released monthly, and then there's a story in the hardcover. I mean, that's a fairly deep cut.
Yeah, he kind of, dude. He all of a sudden became a classic character. I mean, in what, 2 stories? And I really like the artwork on his.
I appreciate that. I'm glad that we haven't gotten a lot of feedback on that because it's Manny kind of takes center stage in the Manny portion, and then his main story or his own story is in the hardcover.
You promised
Sparks
comics
is
and everything.
heading out.
Gotta head out. So yeah, thanks for
Night,
coming
homie.
on and supporting.
Does he still go by Sparks now, or does he go by something else? Is he?
Well, his name is Sparks, so that's why. But yeah,
I was wondering if his actual name was Sparks. When I saw him change this, I'm like, does that mean he's not Jeremy Sparks anymore?
What happened? I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, him and Caroline co-branded for You Promised Me comics. So.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I like the new setup they have. And they're so much fun to watch. So
yeah, and they are huge fans of your work, as is everyone that picks up the book that I've seen. So
that's the other thing I've seen. You guys, when you guys get some people that follow you or they like your book, they actually like your book. They talk about your book. It's an interesting concept because you're in the comic book industry. You start to see people go, "Oh, look at that book," but they don't really have that passion for that book. It's like, okay, that was nice. There seems to be a passion for your book.
I hope so. I feel it for sure. Yeah.
I mean, the cons are coming up. You guys are thinking of hitting a bunch of them, huh? That will definitely be that'll definitely be hopefully a proving ground where people start coming up. Actually, maybe even get a cosplayer or two.
Well, I hope we would just meet everybody. This has been really good doing this virtually, and it's been better than I expected. And I think before, like at Comic-Con, when that ash can was available, when that's all we had, or we had the hardcover, but no one, we didn't have a social media presence. I would just grab people and accost them. I would just pitch and grab them or say something crazy to make them look at me. It was like Billy on the Street, style marketing. And now I think maybe people will actually walk up to us and be like, "Hey, I saw you guys on You Promised Me Comics, or I saw you guys on Raphael's show," or we'll actually have a, and then we can get past all that and talk about the book. It'll be great.
Joe would like stand at our booth again, just like you said, we didn't have much. We had maybe the ash can or like the hardcover, the first hardcover when we only had a few hundred copies, and he would basically just like carnival bark. You step right up.
Come on. Come check out the Space Bastards.
and God love them. You have to do something in there because at so many of those shows, people are immediately wandering over to the Hasbro booth, or they're wandering over to pick up some sort of exclusive toy or release or whatever. You really do have to do something to kind of garner the attention for a brand new book. I think
It was irritating though, because it would be like being on a Disneyland ride, being trapped on it. Because Eric would just sit there and just hear me say the same thing over again. He'd just hear me go, mailmen, blood, testicles, just to try to break people out of their trance, and keep them from going to sideshow collectible or whatever. But
there were some years there too where I didn't have Joe, where it was me and maybe a friend or so, and that's way rougher. I will take Joe carnival barking in my ear all day compared to me just sitting at that booth all day being I
don't know anymore. It's here.
Yeah.
I love the conventions. I love the atmosphere, and that's one of the things we try to do with the Written here is have that conversation type where you have it at the con. I think that's what me and Lou try to do, because I know that's what me and Lou love to do when we're at the conventions. We'll sit there and we'll start having that conversation. And I know you guys have to know this because you guys have done the cons as well. There's a conversation that happens when you're standing there at your booth and you're talking to people, and it's this free flowing, beautiful conversation of ideas, of mutual love, it's just an amazing feeling. And I want to see you guys at the conventions so we can hit you up over there and go, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
Yeah.
The single issues were not released until the outbreak, right? So these shows, and I still don't know for sure which ones I'm doing, but these shows will be kind of the first chance to get back out there. Now that people have thousands of people have the single issues, and there's so much more of the story being known, and people know Calto's last name, for example, instead of just me and Joe knowing it and Clint, the artist, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think it will be different, hopefully, or it might not, or it'll be just me sitting in a booth the whole time and oh yeah,
Are you gonna have the headdress on?
It's what?
Are you gonna have the headdress on?
I could try. I don't know. I think that's a bad decision.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think it blurs the lines between fiction and reality, and it's not good. Yeah.
Like all good art.
Right.
But
Well, I like your mustache guy. You can grow out your mustache and get a cigar.
I've done it before.
dude, Roy's the man.
I'll tell you this is like I did dress up at Roy at one of the conventions like early on. I thought it would be funny and like attention grabbing, and then I could be like, "Oh well, let me show you this character," and show it to them. It did not do that at all. If you ever
It's San Diego, right?
Yeah, it was terrible. And it was like I did it for like half a day, and then I was like, "No." You're wearing
joke. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
I was gonna say the joke is, and we've said this before, but I think, you were like, I'm like, hey, how's it working? You're dressed up like Roy. What's happening? And he's like, and he sends a text back. He says, no, it's not going well. And he goes, I think it's the sunglasses. They can't see my eyes. He's got a headdress on. I think you can see like his pits and the hair and like side boob, and he's got like a vest on. I mean,
he's working it.
It's probably not just the sunglasses, in retrospect. But it was funny.
Probably not just the sunglasses.
Yeah, he's like, I'll just take the sunglasses, like Superman. I'll just take the sunglasses off, and I won't be the character anymore. But people won't.
It's all about the eye connection. It's like 90% of it.
Yeah. Some people are shy. It's not a good idea to just like accost them with something they don't want to approach.
If you had your guy who the manicorn up there, I mean, they wouldn't really have any opportunity to escape. You just kind of like throw him up with one hand, like you're going to buy this.
Running lap, yeah.
It turns out unless you're selling, some sort of, maybe jewelry or cigars, you're just running up to somebody dressed as a Native American, in traditional garb. Doesn't work. You can't sell comics that way. We figured that out.
I did show the Roy sculpture to my grandma, and she's like, "You can't show that to people." It's like, you don't get it. No, this is actually really. I was like, dude, it's a character from a book that I really like. The boys saw it; they liked it.
Your characters really do stand out.
What was it?
I was saying your characters really do stand out.
Especially
Shadow. Pull some of them up. Go ahead while we talk.
Excellent. No, it's all about them. I promote my stuff all the time.
I know you're promoting them.
Shamelessly.
Yeah. Grandmother didn't like that, huh?
She took it the wrong way.
Uh-oh, here we go.
She's actually a nice person, so she took it the wrong way. But
yeah.
I just like the fact that I can actually role play this guy.
Yeah, you kind of look like him, Ralph.
That's right. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love the little bottle, bro. I told you before.
That's right. The next commission one, I'll have it full, but that one I drank.
Was it the bottle in his hand that bothered your grandmother, or was it the sunglasses?
The bottle probably didn't. It was the sunglasses.
Yeah.
No, it was not. It was not the Jack bottle.
It was the sunglasses.
I liked when you put up the picture of the sumo wrestler next to Zordak. It's like, yeah, I see it now.
Did you see that? It was a French-made animation promoting the Olympics, and they just had a sumo wrestler, and he was doing all the anime moves. He was running, and he was like pole vaulting, and he was just the way he was moving and crashing through things like he had weight. And I was watching, and I was like, wow. And then it reminded me, like,
yeah,
that looks like that's the way Zordak runs. I mean, like in issue 3, that's the way he's like running around. I'm like, I gotta flip this and put them side by side. Yeah, they look. It was like the same body habits.
Honestly, I wasn't sure if that was intentional. It was like, yeah, no, he's modeled after like Yokozuna or something.
I don't think so, but
I didn't think so until I saw that, and I was like, whoa, he's got a je ne sais quoi. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we know how many appendages Zordak has at this point, or are we gonna find that out along the way? He's got at least 4. Well, I know. Well, he rips out his second arms at least at some point, but that's okay.
He's got.
I made him well. My kid actually threw this off the table once and broke his leg off, but he looks okay now. Fixed it.
Jeez, man, Roy's been abused.
Keeps coming back for more, man.
Yeah. No, he's got at least 4 arms, and he's got 2 legs. So
there's other appendages there too. But we can't talk about it.
And he refers to his,
fair enough.
the male appendage in plural, so you don't really know how many he's got in a row.
Okay. You guys sold me. I'll buy the book. Don't worry about it.
It's like I said, man. His threats to violence were extremely, jarring.
Yeah. That's the stuff that always worries me, man. It's like years will go by and I'll reread it and it'll be like 2021. Like, oh God, this wasn't safe to say like 5 years ago.
Yeah, you're marketing it to a, I don't want to say niche audience, but I guess the people I know like it.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't advocate any of it.
Certainly, no.
Yeah.
No, it's satire,
But it makes us laugh. Yeah, that's for sure.
See, that's the whole thing. That's one of the things I like about your book is the fact that, it kind of reminds me of what I would watch in the 70s and 80s. Mel Brooks and, all this good stuff that people don't do anymore because, everybody's so worried about offending people.
Yeah.
Which I'm not afraid of at all.
We're happy with that, Shadow. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the tech oligarchs and everybody monitoring everything I say, and they're doing it for my own protection. So anyway, but yeah, no, dude, I love it. Yeah, Space Bastards is shit. No, I've got the second one here somewhere.
So while Shadow's looking for, okay, hold on, he found it.
There it is. Very
And
nice.
I am very anxious for the are the third and fourth ones coming out at the same time, or
We can't.
we'll have to find. Okay, fair enough.
So I love the
Can't blame a guy for trying.
I love the clean covers. Was there a reason why you're doing them like that? Is it to that old kind of nod to those old classic art pieces?
It was. I mean, part of it was to help myself. I don't do any of the art. I mean, that cover is done by Boo Cook, but I kind of wanted to do sort of like a modular graphic design thing where we could kind of over time figure out like, okay, who would go on the back cover of what?
That's Calto.
Who's on the front? Kind of these different elements that would be kind of the same template from volume to volume, but would stand out more, and then kind of be self-contained too. Like, it was that much easier rather than coming up with like a cover idea. It was a different approach to work with Boo and be like, we want to have this character and this character, in these positions and that kind of thing. Kind of a different sort of templated uniform approach.
I mean, the cover art on the hardcovers is fantastic.
Boo's amazing. I love Boo's work.
Yeah.
And, if we make more volumes, it'll be we can easily just integrate, and we can kind of continue on with it. It's a design we can add to if we need to, or we can just make it a series and then change it a little bit if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But that was all Eric. Eric has a lot of books and kind of knows what he likes and knows how he wants it to look on the shelf, and so I think that was mainly what he took the wheel on that one.
I gotta admit, it really stands out. The artwork is beautiful. The cleanness of it is actually, it helps it stand out, which is yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
I will say it's never great to tell like your artist and your co-writer an email chain like, I got an idea, guys. Well, we're talking about what we could do for covers. What if the cover is just white? Nobody takes it well. Nobody believes you until they actually see it. Yeah.
Well, it was a great idea. It looks great. It actually stands out, and especially in the hardcover books. And it does have like that D&D feel to it. Like you're looking at it going, hey, what's in here? I want to pick this up.
Well, what's cool is the cover's white, but the interior is black, like all the pages, isn't it?
Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting.
It's not like
it's
ooh, hold on.
There's the afternoon off again. Oh,
yeah, the end pages and stuff. Yeah.
And even the regular pages are all on black.
Oh, that really helps it stand out. It's a good contrast. Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
And there's the Calto Fremis one that I just happened to turn to.
The black kind of helps us from like a technical standpoint a little bit too, because try as I might to get every artist on the same template, like none of them are. Nobody is.
Yeah. So black's more forgiving.
Like Simon Bisley will decide like, oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I understand. And I'll get an email back and it's like square. And I'm like, he's an artist that, all these guys kind of want to have a little bit more freedom to do what they want to do. And I think it's right. Like, I like it. So the black kind of helps.
It makes it more uniform. That's what you're saying.
It's kind of cool because they've been telling different characters' stories, like your different artists. So that's kind of cool. Like the Magic Wagon one is just like absolutely insane, but it fits so well for what the story is. Like, I don't know. It doesn't bother me.
Cool. No, I like it a lot. And it's good to hear that others do too.
So you guys are on issue what now?
We just finished issue 7.
7. Yeah,
so,
Manny Giant's 7.
Yeah, so that was really 2 issues in one, but that was our 7th monthly offering. Yeah.
And you guys are doing this. You're going to continue to do it monthly, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For how long?
That we can't say.
Ever.
I can respect that. All right, but you guys, for the foreseeable future, you guys are monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to go on for a while longer. Yeah, we got more coming, and we've if you've been following along, I don't want to spoil anything, but we've killed all of our major characters. So now we have to show everything from kind of the new order in the universe, and so that takes time, and then we've got a lot of work to do. So
yeah, real Game of Thrones type stuff.
Oh, wait.
Thank you. Yeah.
Season 8 Game of Thrones or like season 1 through 7 Game of Thrones?
No, the books, not that.
Oh.
Well, I'm not supposed to use bad words, so.
Not that crap to me.
It wasn't, in hindsight, after rewatching it, it wasn't just season 8. No. The drop off happens. I was willing. What can I say? I was young. I believed in it, and it was just that I was like, nah, it's probably gonna be okay. But yeah, after watching it through again, I'm like, yeah, that drop off started way earlier.
There's stuff in that
arguably season 2, the drop off even started.
It's
definitely
hard,
by 4.
It's an expository or exposition heavy show. Like, I've tried rewatching it, and it's like that first season. Aside from the moments, like the beats that you count on to be like, I remember how shocking that was.
Yeah,
there's so much talking in that show, so much talking. It's really, I don't know. It was hard for me to rewatch it.
Yeah, I agree. Because I suffered through it for the 10 years that it ran normally, and I was like, it's gonna be okay.
I binged it. It was hard for me to get started on it, and then you get to that point where maybe it was season 2, might have been late in season 1, where Lena Headey, she does the titular line where she says in the Game of Thrones, and I was like, what the. I got to turn this off. I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they used the name of the show. What are they doing? And I have every clown in my life telling me that it's better than Breaking Bad.
Did you get through it, Joe, or no?
Yeah, I did. I got through it.
You saw the whole thing?
Yeah, I did.
It
came back around. It came back around. I dug it. I came back around.
It had parts that.
I got invested in some of the characters, and it was cool. But
and then they just were like, "Yeah, anyway, let's just whatever."
It just spun.
If you didn't like it, you didn't get it. Whatever. So.
Yeah.
That's a hard pill for fans. I don't know.
And I am never going to see Game of Thrones.
We have way more faith on you guys as creative team than what happened
that's
there.
Awesome.
Well, hey.
That would be kind of funny if you just ended like that. Like, yeah, F all you guys. You didn't like the ending? Guess you didn't get it. Screw you.
Yeah. Reread issue 5. That's it. Sorry.
Please don't do that. But
all right, guys, you didn't like the ending. Just keep it on that issue over there. Don't worry about it.
Although, man, you got everything's come out, man. I'm there for it. So
awesome, man. No, I appreciate it. I think the next thing up is the trade out in August, and then after that, it's issue 8. Yeah. In terms of what comes out in retailers and stores. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do have the preview image up of that. So, but I'll try
they,
not to.
They have the preview image up for 8.
Well, I forget where I saw it. Maybe I saw
it's in the back of set. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, but meanwhile, at the same time, you can always go buy the hardcovers, volumes 1 and 2 at spacebastards.com.
And you should, because they are beautiful, and they've got other merchandise like coins, which are cool as anything, and
the stories the stories are in a different order. Like right now, we're in a unique place where people that read the singular issues, like the monthly comics, have a few things that aren't in the hardcovers yet, and the people that read the hardcovers have a few things that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's a good way to keep it. Yeah,
they're told in a different order, and it's purposeful. It's one's kind of a different experience than the other. So it's kind of cool. It's neat to see now because I'm starting to see, like, over the last month, I started seeing video reviews and stuff of people being like, I don't know about this, and then the guy being like, oh, but if you read the hardcover, then you understand. I was waiting like 5 years for that moment.
I like that. If you read the hardcover, you will understand what's going on in this book over here. But if you read this what's going on over here, you understand what's going on in the hardcover over there.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, there's like we didn't anticipate this, but this was a publisher decision. But the French, the French people, you know, and I guess Montreal maybe, and maybe Martinique, or you know, maybe parts of Switzerland, wherever the heck else they speak French. But the French people are getting language. They're getting the trade also. They're getting the trade on the 25th of August, and it's a different order, and it's a different set of. It's a totally different.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. I can see some people going, I want the French book now.
So yeah, if you get their French book is kind of what we thought Humanoids was going to do, and then they instead took our advice, or actually Eric's advice, and released it the way they've been releasing it. So there's actually 3 ways to read this thing, and probably others, but that's you know, officially by the end of August we're going to have 3 different audiences that and it'll be very interesting.
Yeah.
I gotta buy this thing in French now. Okay.
No, please don't buy the one in French, because that'll actually spoil things. I think if you buy the one in French, you know.
Ooh. I think you're just making Lou want to buy it even more.
Lou's crazy. Lou's already like,
he hunted down that ash can. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Where's that original one? We should be giving these guys the original one with that Gabo drew also. We still have a bunch of those, right?
I do. Yeah, in my closet. I can send a bunch of stuff.
Oh.
There's a secret issue. There's an entirely different secret issue.
You guys got Lou salivating over here, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to play cool here, man. Like
40 pages of stuff that most people have never seen.
Wow. Shit. Like I said, I'm playing cool now, but when I finally see you at the cons, I'm like, excuse me, guys.
We should sell those. We can easily pack those.
If you guys are talking about like exclusives for when you do the cons, man.
Oh my God, yeah. That would make sure that people come to see you. They already love your books. Can you imagine if we go exclusive at so and so?
Yeah, if you do the big con, you know, in your Comic Con, so you know we got a limited number of these. Mm-hmm. That's what people go crazy for. That stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they go crazy for that for bad books. They're gonna go crazy for that for yours.
I ran into like the craziest exclusive thing ever. Like 2 weeks ago, there was a buddy of mine here in town who was like, "Yeah, man, from like 4 years ago, I have like the first 3 issues." And I was like, "We did this for an old Kickstarter. We did this like black label trade paperback. So there's like, I don't know, there's a few hundred of those sprinkled out there with tooth and nail on the cover, and that has issues 1 through 3." And I was like, is that what you're talking about? He goes, no. It's like single issues of 1 through 3 from like a few years ago. And it says along the bottom, prototype. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I never did that.
Yeah, we printed those, remember? Yeah.
We did. So then he sent me a picture of them.
How did he get it?
Huh?
Go ahead. How did he get it?
I don't know.
Dark web, man.
Now everybody's going like, how did he get it?
But I was like, there's like 3 of those in existence, I think. I mean, there's almost none of those at all. That might be the ultimate. Like,
that's really old. Yeah, that's really.
That's the Ark of the Covenant to go find.
Yeah, that's prototype, and it's got. We had to change some things in there. That's got a really. That's got like a hate crime in it. Still, remember that one? That's yeah.
The black label, the black trade paperback also has it in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's just clarify real quick. I'm sorry. I feel like if we let that rest, it's not going to go over well. There's not a hate crime.
We finally got you to have to clarify something. You're like, let me just. Yeah, it's probably for the best. It's.
We noticed that there was something in one of the panels that, if not fixed or clarified, could be really misinterpreted.
Yeah.
Where misinterpreted, and so we did that in the trade, and or before the hardcovers were printed. Yeah, it's totally fixed. But we were like, wow, that would have been really bad if we didn't catch that. You know.
Luckily, you guys are of the highest moral caliber, and you were able to interpret these sorts of things before it became a problem and rectify it. You know, that's a good thing.
I don't think we are all the time, but I think when it really counts, yeah.
I was going to say, you guys look like you're ahead of the game when it comes to that kind of stuff, especially since your humor is already a little off. I guess you don't want to, you know.
Yeah, especially now, and you know, you never know when someone's going to take the wrong way. But
yeah.
I mean, I'll ask you off camera what it is, but I'm glad that you avoided any potential misunderstandings.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys for catching that ahead of time. It showcases to the audience you guys are looking out for them.
There's all sorts of stuff. I mean, there's like a lot of Where's Waldo stuff in these multiple versions of the books and all that stuff over the years. People want to go searching, but
you just started a quest, buddy. You don't know.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know if we've been hunting for Easter eggs on all of them yet, but now we know that they're out there.
There's also an older version of Volume 1 hardcover. That's another exclusive thing you can hunt down there. Shadow. There's only there's like a few hundred that exist of that. Yeah.
You just give me Shadow quest after quest.
I am.
Hey man, I like it.
I get so excited seeing the ash can on his shelf just because that's so long ago and takes me back and everything.
We couldn't give those away, man. We were like they were coming over and people were like, "Hey, can I get a drink of water?" And we'd be like, "Hey, you take an ash can, you know, give that to Mike. Take
the drink of water and the ash can. No, just water. Take it.
Yeah.
You're giving away that in bitcoins at the time, you know. It's they didn't know they had. They didn't know what they had. They didn't know what they had.
Yeah, my goodness.
And you'll notice those same people are going, "Damn it! I should have taken that book."
There's a whole thing where like the ash can says Tooth and Nail at the top, and that was because like way back in the beginning, like myself, Joe, and Derek were all debating kind of, can we get away with calling it Space Bastards and everything? And there was a sequence of years there where we really were like, for this at least the mini series part of it, that kind of spine of year one, let's call it Tooth and Nail. And so we put that in as the title, and then there was a point where we just realized, it was Space Bastards, and then Tooth and Nail became the title of that.
That arc.
That arc, yeah. And there was a guy who had picked up that ash can behind you, which has Tooth and Nail at the top, came back. I forget when. It was like the last show Joe and I did together.
I remember this guy.
And then argued with us for like 15 minutes. He's like, I don't understand. You guys changed the name. We're like, well, yeah, it's Space Bastards. He's like, well, that's going to hurt you. And I was like, why? 'Cause it has bastards in the title? And he goes, no, because you can't just do that. You can't just change the title. Like, who has this book? Like, who are these people we're going to,
he was a critic. He was a critic from LA, and I mean, he's still out there. And he was like, look, you can't do that. You guys keep changing back and forth 7 times. You're not going to have a brand. Nobody's going to know what this is. and he's got Eric. He's sitting down with Eric. And Eric is like, he's out. He's in the wind tunnel with this guy, just getting dressed down, and I'm catching snippets of it, getting anxious. And, there's all these people standing around and Derek's over there, it was bad news.
Joe at the end, I mean, I swear to God, we try to be polite and nice to everybody as much as possible. And I hope it comes across in the podcast and certainly how we interact with people that like our book. But that was a moment where it was like, we understand. Thank you.
I mean, he cared about it. That was a guy that cared about it. He liked it, and that's the way he saw the property. And we pulled the rug out from under him. I mean, I understand that. I mean, he wasn't trying to be a dick. He liked the book, And
but
I can't
blame him. I mean, he had a furrowed brow over the whole thing.
Yeah, he was mad about it. He was confused.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have handled that. I probably would have been a bit bemused. Like, really?
Why are you? I don't understand. Why are you doing this to your fans or whatever? And I want to tell him, like, 20 fans. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
All right, so guys, I saw this. I have to share this because I cracked up on it. Here we go.
Okay, this.
Oh, you found the.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Okay, I wasn't sure which video you found.
Yeah, there we are.
Mr. Robertson? Derek? My name's Derek Peterson, and I'm here with my co-writer, Joe Aubrey, and we're just massive fans. And we've got a comic book that we would love for you to illustrate and co-create with us called Space Bastards. it's about the deadliest job in the universe, delivering the mail across planets. And we've got an ensemble cast. We've got a recently laid off accountant. We've got a green alien immigrant.
Yeah, we got some concept art we've been working on, and just a little bit of concept art. Here you can see we've got a lot of work on the front end on this thing. Here, a lot of work on the front end.
Yeah. So it's just, it's high octane action and violence and a lot of sardonic social commentary.
We got money. There you go.
I'm just a massive fan of your comics, and it would mean the world to me if we got a chance to collaborate with you and create this thing together, and with you illustrating it, I just think.
This green alien. Does he have a mouth? Looks like a butthole. I'm in. But I gotta warn you, it's a long road making a comic book.
We're not afraid.
Oh, it will be. It will be.
We're not just writers, we're terrible actors as well.
It's really the triple threat.
Yeah.
So that last scene deserves explanation too. When the puppets talking right in Eric's face.
Yeah.
They didn't have him doing one-handed push-ups afterwards, though. So
Yeah. No, but
that was great, bro.
Thank you.
Man.
That was our Kickstarter videos.
Bathroom. Yeah.
So,
Dude, if anything showed off your style, showed off your humor, showed off that little skit there, just did everything for you.
Hey, sorry,
Thank
Joe.
you.
What were you saying too about the last shot there?
So I mean, there was just the two of us. There were just the two of us filming that. So I had to stand there motionless, and Eric had to not laugh and stand like this. We had the camera, pointed at us, and then I had to move the puppet, saying, "You will be." I had to do that. I'm doing the voice, and we had to lip sync that, and then Eric had to be, and he couldn't keep a straight face with that puppet looking him in the eyes. We did that over and over again, and yeah.
That was shot in the bathroom at the.
Hold on, I'll put you up.
There's the outtake. Yeah. Oh, maybe I think I have audio. Hold on.
I hear everybody turning off their computer, but hopefully this.
Yeah. Anyways, you could see us trying to do it or whatever the whole time, and
Yeah, we had it was really. Yeah, there
we go. And you can't keep a straight face.
He's thinking about dead kittens and stuff, and trying to
trying to think of Schindler's List while they're filming this, so I'm not laughing. It's not working.
Oh, that puppet was glorious.
Yeah, he's got a serious stare to him there.
The secret is, if you ever want to do it, you got to look through or just above what you're talking to. No joke. There's like an hour of outtakes from that of us just laughing and all that.
It's just stupid. Yeah.
What Kickstarter tier is that to get a file from?
I'll just
you guys doing stupid.
It's like $1. Yeah, if you want it, we can send you that, man. Post that. Yeah, you can have that.
It's pretty good. There's a lot of stuff where he's the puppet's trying to open. There's that shot where he opens up the bathroom door and it's a hand, and there's 10 takes of literally just the hand going, and then you just hear both of us going.
Yeah, I mean, he opened the door perfectly the first time. We didn't think it was going to work. I mean, the puppet was on, but just a puppet hand opening the bathroom stall door was so hilarious. And we had to be quiet.
The toilet paper.
Yeah, that was
just dying laughing the whole time.
Yeah,
Nobody
there's some
else
good
finds this.
puppetry there too. I mean,
That was, but the puppet looks great, though. I have to admit, when I first started watching the video, okay, what's this? And I saw the puppet pop up. I was like, dude.
We couldn't. It was during COVID, and we couldn't get Derek Robertson to come down to Arizona to film it. So we had to get a puppet.
And he didn't know. So like
He didn't know we made a puppet of him.
Oh my God! I wish I would have been there when he saw this.
and it's got spider. He's got a Spider Jerusalem tattoo around his belly button.
We saw the puppet head.
Derek was smitten immediately. He was like, "I cannot believe you guys did that. That's so funny." So we're happy that he approved. That could have gone really wrong,
right?
I think he came out very well in that. Even if he was the puppet in there, it was very flattering.
That's good. We had all these crazy ideas. I was like, we're going to rent a house, one of these mansions up on a mountain, and I want a bunch of girls, scantily clad girls, and I want him just sitting in a lawn chair, like a beach chair. And he's just, we show up to tell him, you give him a State of the Union on the comic book on the Kickstarter, and he just dresses us down and screams at us. That's what I want. I want this puppet yelling at us.
Well, it would be the puppet there. In the launch. Okay,
I like that the whole time with like real life women around the puppet, But we just all ended up in a bathroom. Just me and Eric, no girls.
I think it's always. I think personally, it's always funnier or probably safer and better for us in the long run if Joe and I are like the most offensive morons in every single one of these videos, as opposed to anybody else. We don't feel bad about doing that to ourselves at all. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's great. It's fantastic. It's that humor. Again, same thing with the books. I enjoy this stuff. It reminds me of Airplane, of Mel Brooks, of all that stuff where, people go, how do you like that stuff? I'm like, because it's funny. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
All right, guys. So I see we're over our time. What's your last word?
Salute.
Where are you going with this? Where can they find you? If they want the books, where can they go get them? Give us the whole thing.
Space Bastards is out every month at your local comic shop in single issue form, which is a unique reading experience. Another unique reading experience are our kind of director's cut exclusive hardcovers that you can buy at spacebastards.com. Once again, that's spacebastards.com. And in terms of finding us on social media, you can find us on Instagram under space_bastards, or my personal account on there as well, which is at Roy Sharpton. And I'm trying to think too, Joe, what's the Twitter handle?
Twitter is, I think it's space_bastards also, right?
All right. Yeah, I think so, but yeah.
I think so. I don't really use Twitter, but I believe that's
what
space_bastards.
Twitter users here, so.
On Facebook, you can look up the Intergalactic Postal Service. We have a page on there that sometimes.
I was wondering, because when I was looking for you guys on Facebook, I didn't find you guys. So now I know. Okay.
The biggest thing was I had to fight Facebook. I had once a year I have to fight Facebook over the bastards thing. They never give up. About once a year they'll recognize it and be like, "Hey, that's a bad word," and we'll be like, "Really? Is it really?" And then we have to file a complaint. To get our page, all that stuff. So that's why we do the Intergalactic Postal Service on Facebook.
Yeah. That's so funny because when I was looking for you, I was like, okay, I plugged in Space Bastard. I found a lot of talk about your books, but I couldn't find the page, and I was like, okay, what the heck, And I'm still a big Facebook user because I find it actually helps spread the word about a bunch of different things. Instagram is the other one that I like to use. I like between the both of them, it feels like you can actually reach a large audience and get people talking.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So now we know, people. That's where you got to go. You can't find them as Space Bastards. You got to find them as the Intergalactic Postal.
On Facebook, it's Intergalactic Postal Service.
There you go.
Spacebastards.com is the website.
There we go.
Which is the most important thing to remember. Yeah.
Well, I think I can pull that up for you guys. Hold on a second.
Yeah, and seriously, if anyone hasn't checked out their stuff, it's fantastic, and
it definitely is.
I super recommend getting the hardcovers while you can, because they're even at a higher quality than the monthly issues, and like they said, it's a completely different reading order, and It's got some stuff that maybe you never see in the
Those
in the
hardcovers,
floppies.
those hardcovers are like a 5-course meal. We take you on like a tour of the universe through that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, those things are Michelin rated, and
I mean, Louis, do you prefer? I mean, you've read them both, and you know a lot about this, and you like the story and everything. I mean, do you think really, if you just had to recommend it, would you recommend the hardcovers? Would you recommend a single issue? I mean, what would you say?
I mean, if I had to pick one or the other, I don't know, man. That's tough. I mean, the single issues are really nice too, but I usually go for trades and just generally, because like over the last couple of years, I really couldn't get out to LCSs every week and everything, so I'd end up picking up trades of books I liked. So I guess at this point, maybe I'm a little bit partial to them, but yeah, these hardcovers are sick.
Thanks, man.
I gotta admit, as much as I like picking up the individual issues, these books just look fantastic, and the quality of them, especially because I can see the difference between the D&D book and the Space Bastards book, and your book looks better than the D&D book. That says a lot, because that means it's actually, if you want to, even though it sounds like it gives me the heebie-jeebies, if you want to, you can actually abuse this book and it still be in great quality.
It'll take a beating and keep on treating this book.
Exactly.
Don't have to worry about that.
It actually lives up to its name. It's a Space Bastard.
That's right.
Oh man! So guys, it's been great having you on the show. You guys can come on anytime you want, because this has been fun, especially if you keep doing skits like that.
There'll be more in the future if we can get that.
Yeah.
Dust that dummy off and get him out.
I heard it while you guys were talking there, going, they have other ideas.
Yeah.
And that puppet has to pop up again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the puppet can accost people at cons for you.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh
coming.
yeah, you should bring
People love
puppet with you to
puppets
the
and
con.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
it's like
coming.
me on the table. Okay, I'm the one watching the table.
Yeah, roping everybody.
And people love puppets. They all go, "Oh my god, let's go see the puppet."
Meanwhile, it's my left hand. Look out, my left hand in there.
Nobody ever thinks about that.
Oh,
I like when they make fun of it and they go, "You know where your hand is."
Yeah.
All right, guys. This has been the Writ Late Right. These are Space Bastards, Joe and Eric. Check out their book. It's fantastic. If you need a review, check out Lou. Lou has a beautiful review about their books and stuff because he loves them, and he's been making the Shadow Rabbit figures from the books. All that says a lot. So, I feel like there's no other greater review than the love that this man, I did it right, this man has for those books. So do yourself a favor, be a Space Bastard and buy the books. And
Thank
with
you.
that, go ahead.
I was saying thank you so much. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but thank you so
No
much.
problem. Go ahead. Because all I do right now is I talk until this thing